Yo, Herb and Raj in the booth, no fluke, they spitting truth. Crimson Tide pride rolling heavy like an elephant's hoof. Mic check for the Bama intellect. This the podcast, y'all better show respect. From Brian Denny echoes to Saban's gold throne. Every episode's a touchdown, Alabama zone. Two voices in the game, no flags, no shame. They calling out the plays, giving players their fame. Herb and Raj, man, they break it all down. Crimson helmet shining, we the kings of the crown. Roll tide, every week they ride. Herb and Raj podcast, where the truth reside. Herb and Raj.
Okay.
What if I told you I made that?
I like that.
You would know I was lying.
I wouldn't believe you. I know you didn't make that. Yeah.
The lack of faith on this panel.
Hey, man, come on.
Did you make that though?
No.
I was about to ask who made that because I know it was.
Oh man, the lack of faith. I mean, not that you guys are wrong, but the lack of faith on this panel for me doing something. So no, when he jumps in here, he can take credit for it. Oh no, I saw him earlier.
Oh, okay.
That was courtesy of Big Mike, who pretty much makes all our graphics and intros. So if I made the intro, it would literally be a video of me saying, "Hey, welcome to the Herb Raj Show," and that is all you would get. So these guys have been on so much now that they're family. For sure. That's why we skipped the traditional intro. Damo, who's joined us a couple of times, enjoyed the Roll Tide Nation family and been on several shows over there. In the new remake of Talking Bama, has jumped in there. And then, of course, Damo Reacts on TikTok and been taking over. And then Randy, who's been on so long that we have to have phone calls before Randy comes on and say, what have we not asked Randy?
See, it's funny you say that because I sent you a message. I wasn't even sure I was going to be on this show tonight. And that has nothing to do with the company present. I was literally unclear. Like, I'm like, yeah, I've just got my show tonight. And then I see the message and I'm like, wait a minute. And I had to double check. And here I am. So I'm happy it worked out. I legit didn't know. Hadn't thought about it at all. So what y'all are getting tonight is the unvarnished version, whatever that is.
Just to make it clear, to get Randy on, we had to give Jimmy Sexton a call. We had to go through that process, a little bit of red tape. He cleared Randy. It kind of snapped it away from our production budget a little bit, but Herb and I will recover eventually. But we got Randy on. He's here.
Raj says a little bit. I can't even afford pants to wear on the show anymore, so it's just
I'm going to share something with y'all. I'm going to bust up the whole production broadcast right now.
All right.
I, for the first time ever, am apparently streaming vertically and horizontally over on my channel. So you can catch any of those feeds you like. Just saying.
Somebody has already clicked on ours to do it. I just have it off to the side because I still don't know what I'm doing with that. So I think it's supposed to be happening, but So let's say hello to everybody real quick before we start getting into it. What up, Jay Bake?
Jay Bake in the building.
I think he's more pumped up than us. I'm very exhausterwhelmulated tonight. So it's y'all are definitely going to be carrying this one tonight. Georgia Bulldogs fans have already started making over. What's up,
Timothy? Thank you for joining us.
There's a group of you that come on to you're good, bro. Who come around and follow and support all this stuff, man. And so this is why it's always a fun show. It's always the show where I can say, hey, we're about to be invaded, so Bama, you better bring it because Georgia's definitely going to bring it. Kind of like on the field. So we definitely appreciate them.
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't know I was going to do 2 shows tonight, but I am actually thankful that I'm here tonight because I am just looking forward to the Edirath of Friday, and then my soul will be light. I can feel good again, and we'll be ready to go for Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it, sir. Yes, sir. Very well done. I'm over there like, all right.
Sir, I still got to get mine in too, so I'm working on it.
What's up? Please do hit the like and subscribe. It's funny. We've been steady. It's almost like we're at a 1 sub a day. somebody goes in and checks it out.
What's up, Cat? How you doing?
Hey, a win is a win. I'll take it.
Yep. Cat said roll tide. And like we said, Big Mike, we appreciate you, sir, especially all the behind the scenes stuff and getting everybody ready. Mike will be on tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Randy, y'all are still doing Powers Hour at 7 tomorrow. Is that correct? 7 Central.
Well, I don't know. We may not. It's just a scheduling thing. That's all. So we may not be able to do it. I haven't really said we were doing it this week. So, but that's usually when we do it. Yes, Thursdays at 7. Yes. But it's been a scheduling roller coaster for that show.
Gotcha.
Right. And I asked that because we usually ask score predictions at the end, but I do want to respect both of your guys' shows. So I know you on Thursday and Damo on Friday. So if y'all are waiting until your specific shows, you don't have to give them on here. We'll just listen to Raj's score prediction. But that's,
Yeah, I can get one. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Now, last time we had Damo give them on 2 different shows, the scores changed between shows, though. So are we going to have that issue again tonight? We have to audit you like last time?
Hey, listen, I promise you, I have my final score. I have my final score in Monday. You know what I'm saying? So we good. I'm sticking with the same score.
All right. Sounds good. What's up, Wrestling Divas Podcast? What's up, LA? Wednesday. So I see I'm off today. I told you I'm tired. Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. One of the newest and hottest wrestling podcasts out there. Nick Booties, I'm just here so I don't get fired. Probably one of the best quotes of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One of your guys, Steel.
Wow. Woof.
What's up, Steel? Good to see you, sir.
That's right. And I saw Seed Vision jumped in here. I hadn't seen him in a minute. That's awesome. There's several guys rolling in here, ladies rolling in here.
Alex. Yep. Talked to Alex a little bit earlier. I thought it was territory. We love everybody here. So we love everybody here. Thank you, Kat. Make a gift day. I honestly took this to mean like make some babies versus like make a gift. So I didn't know what this was exactly. What's up? What up, Steel? Kind of ran into a couple of you guys.
Thank you for doing this.
Let me, I'm gonna get into the first little bit of a topic, and then I'll keep going through the comments so know everybody because I see it's kind of jumped up there really well. The CFP stuff came out again, and Damo, we'll start with you because it seemed like the Alabama hate was like way bigger than anything else.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at the move to 9?
Yeah, I was.
And this is correct, Carol.
Y'all know because I had said it earlier in the day. I said, man, they're not gonna move. We're gonna stay there at 10. We're not moving past Notre Dame and all. And so then when I seen number 10 Notre Dame, I said, wow, there's no way that they made that change. But it seems like to me that they corrected a mistake that they made. What was it, 2-3 weeks ago? And they knew that it was a bad idea to have Notre Dame ranked ahead of us. So they just went ahead and corrected that mistake. And hey, appreciate that. So yeah, man, I was surprised, man. Yeah, I was definitely surprised. Yeah.
Randy, were you in that same boat? Like which one overrode itself? The fact that Alabama or the hatred for Notre Dame? Which one was, or did it matter to any of you? Did you kind of just look at where Georgia was and say, okay?
Yeah, honestly, I had stuff shaking last night, so I just was like, Georgia's 3, right? Yeah, okay. And then after the fact, I figured out, wait, Alabama moved, Notre Dame moved, whatever. Honestly, I thought of it when I heard that, I thought it was more about the Notre Dame cookie crumbling than it was Alabama. I mean, I felt all along that Notre Dame shouldn't have been that high, or at least not in front of Alabama. So it's one of those things that the fact that they fixed it, I'm like all good with it. It's sure. And if it turns out to where Miami jumps in front of Notre Dame, I mean, it's going to be, it feels inevitable that they're going to work it out to where Georgia's going to play Miami. And the way that would happen is if Georgia wins, right? And then Miami goes to the Sugar Bowl to play the Dawgs. So you get Carson Beck against Georgia. I think the universe and the CFP have a plan, but we will see.
Right.
I don't know. But the rest of it, I mean, I don't pay that much attention, honestly. I'm just being real with you. When we get to the end, then I'll look and see who's playing who. But until then, I'm not caught up in the drama really. But it's one of those situations where, and I talked about this after in overtime on my show tonight. Alabama going into the weekend, they even if they win, clearly they're moving up and they're going to be fine. If they lose, they should be fine. If for some reason they go out and pull an SMU from last year and just wet the bed and it goes sideways, then there's a chance they don't get in at all. I can totally see that happening just because of where they are. So, but I don't expect that. But I mean, I want to just say they're in regardless, but I don't think I can say that. I think if it went horribly wrong, I think Alabama could get bumped.
Yeah. I think out of your four, Alabama blowout, Alabama close, Georgia blowout, Georgia close, you cannot have the Georgia blowout to not, to give you that argument.
Yeah. No, for the record, I think this is a it'll be a very close game, just like last time. That's just what these games are. If you look over the last 10 meetings, example, there's one or two in there that were not. The rest were like 1-score games. So there's no reason to expect this isn't going to be a 1-score game.
So what would you guys consider to be like a blowout? Like a
17 plus
35-14, something like that. I would consider that a blowout in this type of game.
Yeah, like 3 scores. So it could be 17, it could be 21, whatever. But if it gets to 3 scores,
and there's different kind of blowouts. If it's a 14-point game, but you were never close to that 4, you know what I mean, or like you score late to tie with them. But I put it at 17 and up. If the final score, and then it could be worse if this game ends like 17-0 and you lose. To me, that's even worse than a 27-10, just because it sounds like you didn't even take the field. So I apologize for everybody. I'm at least trying to give you guys love as far as showing your stuff up there. What's up, Coach?
That's why listening to Texas this week and Sarkisian try to make their case, they're like, it was a 4-point game in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, and then what happened? And he's like, it got away from us. And I'm like, let's tell the truth. What happened was Georgia drove the ball, explosive plays, scored. Then they stepped on your throat, and then they scored again. They did what they wanted. That's what happened. So there's a difference between, like you said, a 17-point margin that got away from us at the end and what happened to them in the span of 6 minutes. So those are not the same things.
I remember we were watching that game, Herb, and I called her because it was 14-3 for a very long time in that game. And I said, all Texas needs to do is score a point, and they're still in this game. A couple minutes later, I look up, it's like 35-10. I said, I have no idea what happened. Maybe I was hydrating a little bit too much. Maybe I got a little scatterbrained. It was 35-10. I said, this game's beyond over. This is way over. So
And that was the thing. But in our breakdown of the game, I said Texas's only chance in this game is to get out early on Georgia. When it was, down at half, I said, okay, this is over, because they're going to be better in the second half than you are. So that game was not ever particularly like close. The defense just held it down for a little bit, but no, you never got the sense that Texas was about to win. We were really saying, can Texas stay can they make the scoreboard look good versus is Texas going to win this game? Roger's point. So
and being, I'm sorry, I was gonna say, being in the stadium, being on the field, that energy, it never felt like that game was going to be in doubt, honestly.
I agree. And just to give some people clarity as far as comments, if I missed your comment, some of them I'm checking and keeping them because they're really good comments for certain conversations later. So we will try to at least get everybody their love. Do you want to say what's up? Lane Kiffin might be one of our topics today, depending on time. But how are you feeling today as an LSU fan? And thank you for joining us.
Appreciate
Here was one that I thought was interesting. Does Georgia move to the 2 spot if they win? This is why I think the conference championship game is kind of weird for Georgia. Ohio State and Indiana play 1 and 2, right? If they lose, but it's a really close game, field goal game, there's a chance they keep them both at 1 and 2, to where Georgia would have just stayed 3 anyway, right? If Georgia wasn't playing the SEC championship game, they'd probably either be 3 or be 2. If they win the SEC championship game, they're probably either going to be 3 or be 2. I just don't see a lot of movement for them unless they lose, which means isn't it easier just to stay home for this weekend and get that first round bye and get plenty of rest versus you play this game, right? You got an extra game here for the conference championships. You lose. Now you're bumped into that home field where you do get a home game, which is great, but you lose that rest on the other end. It just seems like Georgia has way too much to lose and not enough positives. You know, like I don't see the difference between a win and not playing this game for Georgia other than the title.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the obvious thing is if you win, and I do believe if they win, they go to 2. I mean, you're not going to put a loser from a, let's just call it an equal conference ahead of a champion. That's not going to happen. Right. So it's going to be Alabama it's going to be whoever wins the Big Ten, and it's going to be either Alabama or Georgia. Well, Alabama won't get all the way to 2, but Georgia could get to 2. And then that puts you inside the bracket so that you don't play the Big Ten champion until potentially the championship game. So that in and of itself is something of value everyone would have us believe. But we all know that, you know, football is a game of matchups. So it all depends on who you draw. But
you're in that same spot at 3 also, though, right? I mean, 2 and 3 are essentially the same as far as not playing the Big Ten champion until later. So I just don't see a lot of benefits other than the SEC championship itself. I just don't see a lot of movement. I mean, if you could sit at home and say, hey, the exact same thing's going to happen to you whether you play this week or not play this week, I think I'd rather stay home.
Oh, well, if that's the question, then I'm right there with my head coach, which is what I talked about a lot tonight. Look, they didn't know. Nobody flipped a coin and put Georgia in the game, right? Yeah. Teams went out and played. Georgia earned their way in, which I predicted, by the way, and was scoffed at by a lot of folks. But they earned their way into the game. So much like Alabama did, that means that it has value, if you ask me. And it's rare that you get an opportunity to play for one. And when you do, then by golly, I want to go win the thing. So, I mean, if we don't win it, then the consolation prize is, like you said, you're sitting there at 5, maybe 6, and you get a home playoff game. So at this point, there might be one player, maybe 2, that if they had an extra bye week, they could get back. But for all I know, we're going to see those players Saturday anyway. So the injuries that we have that are more severe, I don't think that bye week is really going to make that much difference. They wouldn't be ready anyway. So, I mean, just based off of reading the tea leaves. So, I don't know. I just know that to me, being a Gen Xer, the SEC championship is an extremely important game, and I absolutely want to go win it and be able to say that, you know, we are the back-to-back conference champions and the best conference in college football in the first 2 years of a 12-team playoff. I mean, it was supposed to be harder, and Georgia would never get there, right? That's what opposing fans wanted to say. No more easy street over there in the East. That's what people wanted to say. And all they've done is go out and dominate the way they have and played in the SEC championship game.
Isn't it just hilarious how you have Texas A&M who go 11-1. You got Ole Miss who goes 11-1. And they have some of their best seasons in school history, and it still ends up being Alabama
and Georgia
in the conference championship.
This is what Shane said about it.
Like, what else do we got to do? So, yeah.
Inevitable. That's kind of what I feel. Yeah. Like, and that's what I said tonight on my show. Like, I should have known. Like, I took a flyer on another team on the opposite side. I had Georgia, but I took a flyer on LSU. Flame out like nobody's business. But I should have just gone with what I know. I never thought it was Texas. Texas A&M kind of surprised everybody. But I never thought Texas was the thing. I should have just gone with Alabama.
Yeah. Well, I had Texas too at the beginning of the season, so I had Texas and Alabama. So yeah.
No, I was at Texas at 9-3 in our preview, so that's where I was heading. I was going to have them in. So if I picked 1,000 things, that was the one I got right, and we can point to like all the other stuff that I got wrong and continue to get wrong.
Once I seen there was a slight chance that we could have Bama and Georgia again, I was like, yeah, it's going to end up being Bama and Georgia again.
Yeah,
I'm not like one bit surprised at all.
I just wonder, and this is, I don't put a whole lot of stock in this, but like teams like Texas A&M, right? The truth is, maybe there's a little bit of, we hope we can get there, but they don't believe that they can get there.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Georgia and Alabama, they're like, no, we're supposed to be there, you know, and so they're just going to do that. They're going to go about their business a different way. And there may not be anything to that, but if we're talking about all the mental games or whatever, I mean, that could be as big a part of it as anything else. So.
No, you'll watch SEC Shorts watchers here. They have Texas A&M every week on there, and a lady wearing a battered Aggie syndrome shirt, trying to keep them from having hope. And then it came to fruition, you know. So maybe it's good that they missed because they're guaranteed a playoff spot. And there was 2 questions in here too. One of them, I think I already lost it. So Randy, it'll be for you. Somebody said that they thought Georgia could drop all the way down to 8 or 9 with a loss, which I disagree with.
But even if they drop to 8, they're still, regardless if they lose, they're still going to host a playoff.
Yeah, but like I get that, but if you lose to the same team twice and you're the SEC runner-up, like I wouldn't drop them past Oklahoma or Ole Miss.
Yeah, and you also got to think, you also got to think there's a lot of teams that they're sitting at home this weekend while Georgia is playing in their conference championship game. So,
and that's the other thing that I always think about, but nobody else, I don't hear them really talk about it because it's, let's be honest, it's kind of a tertiary sort of thing. But like the fact that you are playing on a championship Saturday, literally the baseline for this viewing opportunity is going to be 10 million and up to watch this game.
Right.
So this is not only an opportunity to go win hardware. It's not only an opportunity to have bragging rights in the conference for a year. You also get 4 hours of unadulterated publicity for your university, for your program, for all your players, all that stuff. And it's all those little intangible things that are admittedly way down the line here. But when you're talking about anybody who wants to pony up NIL money to support your program, they know they're supporting a winner. You might have a recruit somewhere who's like, dude, I want to play in that game. I want to be on TV like that. It's all those intangible things.
That's what I was going to hit on was recruits that aren't, participating in the early signing period. Maybe they're waiting to kind of see, for example, if you're an Alabama recruit, maybe you're waiting to see, can Alabama give you that official and that final stamp of saying, hey, they're still here. They're still our SEC champions. This is where we want to lean towards. And the same with Georgia. Like Georgia's still a top dog. Obviously, they won last year. This is a good school. So maybe I do need to sign with one of these 2 schools. So that's, I'm glad Randy pointed it out because that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah. I think this is like more accurate. I don't see them. I'd almost ask Kirby. I like if y'all lost, I'd go, hey Kirby, what do you want? Do you want to stay in the top 4? Or do you want the home playoff game? I'll let you choose.
If I'm being honest, if I don't see Georgia dropping past 5, I really don't.
I don't either. You can't penalize them that. You cannot penalize a team. And that's why we also say Alabama should be in it. You can't play the whole season, get to your conference championship, and then get penalized for playing in it. So, no, I don't go with that at all. Randy's smiling. So is it a new person?
I'm just scanning the chat. Yeah, some of these I'm just smiling because I'm like, yeah, look at these folks rolling in here. I appreciate y'all being here.
How about those football dudes? Okay, that's what it means.
You mean, how about them dogs? Is that what you mean?
Damo, here's a question. We'll start with you on this one. From the surprise they moved Ole Miss up.
No. Well, I'm not gonna say no, but I thought they were gonna be moved down. But I mean, after they said that Wise was going to be back for the playoff, you kind of expected that they were probably going to stay where they're at. Now, I ain't surprised they moved up, though. Them moving up was kind of questionable, but I'm just a fan, so what do I know, right? But yeah, I was kind of shocked that they moved up because on the website or whatever they go by, the committee does say if you're losing like a key player or a coach, that could like hurt your chances. So the fact that they moved up instead of moving back was kind of questionable. So, very, very surprising.
Yeah.
Rod, you on that same boat?
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought they were going to be punished a few spots and drop a few for the reasons that Damo just mentioned. It's really, really curious to see how Ole Miss is going to, proceed regarding everything that's going on and what Lane did there. To answer your question, I thought they would slip maybe 2 or 3, maybe 3 spots at the most, but they actually moved up. Good that they got their offensive coordinator back for their playoffs. Again, I don't know how far Pete Golding could take them, though. It'll be really, really curious to see who they play and how far they can go with that whole situation going on.
Yeah. The Pete Golding part is very strange because Bama fans are either totally against him or totally for him. There's no down the middle as far as that go. Randy, I see you shaking your head. Are you have a weigh in on the Kiffin thing, or was it kind of like,
not really. I mean, I kind of thought they might just stay where they were. I didn't want them to be punished, but I could see if they did. I certainly didn't see them moving up. And I would caution and just say, remember, hold your water. We still got one more of these to do. So that might all move a little bit. I mean, when the guy sat up there the other night and said, look, even if you're done with all of your games, you could still move up or down. And I was like, all right, I don't even know what we're talking about. So they're just making it up as they go.
I don't have a lot of faith in the committee anyway, Randy.
Yeah. Well, I think
this one was funny because I read that LSU had told Kiffin he could coach, and then Ole Miss said no. So now LSU is just to this one. They're going to pay Lane like he's coaching Ole Miss. So as far as they go, he gets all his bonuses.
That's crazy.
Which I think that was a very smart move. I like that move by Ole Miss. Like, nah, if you don't want to be here, you can't coach in the
playoffs. I back Keith Carter. I back the AD. Again, I'm with Dom on this.
Like if you think about it, Raj, listen, if they would have let him stay and coach in the playoff, right? The playoff was gonna last like a month or so, right? So that would have given him more time to tamper with the roster and the coaching staff to try to bring more people along, because he already took the whole offensive staff, and some players or whoever's gonna leave. So I think that was a very smart move by Ole Miss.
I feel like Lane knew what he wanted to do once Brian Kelly got fired. That's where his mind was partially. Of course, he couldn't talk about it or speak about it in any fashion, but he knew that was the job he wanted, and it was only a matter of time. And I fully support what Keith Carter's decision. Again, to Damo's point, if you want to be here, then you want to be here, and let's just move on. But if you don't want to be here, bye. And what he did was he tried to create some sort of damage control by maintaining Pete Golding. He said, we need to keep as many people in-house as we can, keep the defensive coordinator, just promote him, see how that works out. And we need to keep some players. And again, to Damo's point, if Lane Kiffin stays there, I guarantee you throughout practice, hey, man, great catch. You could do that in Baton Rouge, right? Oh, yeah, okay, just let you know.
Also, Roger, you also got to think about it. Okay. Think about how those players would have even viewed him, though, in practice.
Yeah.
Think about you being in practice and he's telling you something. And you in the back of your mind, you're like, hey, you leaving anyway. You already
right.
So why would I even listen to what you're saying right now? So
I
think they were very smart to promote Pete Golding. So that way the committee can't say hey, they don't have a head coach, because at least the guy they promoted is someone who's been there, So that was a smooth also.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
And
go ahead, Ross.
Oh, no, another reason, just to go back on something, I remember back when Saban retired and there were names floating around, as far as our new head coach, and Lane Kiffin was one of these names. I was always opposed to that unless he was going to be our offensive coordinator. I did not want him to be our head coach because I based on the track record, I didn't know how long he was going to be here. And some of his, not necessarily his play calling, but some of his antics on the sidelines and things like that, I knew some of the people in Tuscaloosa may not necessarily be a fan of, and I didn't want us to even get into that type of situation. So again, if he was going to be our offensive coordinator, I was fine with that, but not head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that's how it was. And I think, Raj, we were one of those, always said that. So, by the way, Bama basketball up 5 with a minute left and the ball. So we might actually, we went from way up.
We were up by 19 at one point. So
it's been all over. All right. So, All right. Let's give Mike a little love here. Go ahead, Rain. I'm sorry.
I was going to jump in on basketball. I don't know what Georgia thinks they're doing. out here leading the country and scoring offense and winning and stuff. I don't know what that's all about. So I'm gonna have to give that a month or two to settle, let it simmer, see if I think that's for real, because I'm not so sure.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Non-conference stuff is always hard to tell, because I think one of our worst non-conference slates is the year we went to the Final Four, and then like our better teams flame out. So it's like, it's great for early tests and early excitement, but sometimes you just never know until you really get into the grind. So, and we'll go into that. LSU versus Ole Miss. Oh yeah, we're looking forward to that. And, well, you know what? Sadie's here. We'll give Sadie a little love, and then we'll show Mike a little love. So.
And that game is in Oxford, isn't it?
Well, good morning, guys. Lots happened. Yeah, we lost the Iron Bowl, but that's old news. We got a new coach. So we got Alex Golish. I'm excited. He's saying all the right things, of course. It's real early and everything, but he is making moves. He's bringing coaches with him. Not sure what's going to happen on defense yet. I'm hearing different reports. We should know today. Obviously, National Recruiting Day is tomorrow, or National Signing Day, sorry. And so we should know more tomorrow, because recruits need to know who's on the defense. Yeah, we lost a couple of recruits already, which is normal. Coaching change, that's going to happen. We'll lose guys in the portal. There's some guys that we can't lose. But, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Just done with the freeze era. Let's wash everything that was bad about that and move on. So yeah, not much else happening except for basketball season is here. We play North Carolina State tomorrow night. I know y'all got at least one more game, and then y'all will be focused on basketball with me. War Eagle.
Oh, wow. She threw some jabs in there, buddy.
Wow.
First of all, let me say this. She said that the Iron Bowl is old news. That is not old news. That just happened. Sadie, we can still talk about the Iron Bowl if you want to talk about the Iron Bowl. We are lucky and happy about that whole time.
You know what? I want to say this too. I think Alex Golish is the best hire of the cycle. Because I was high on him when he first became available too. So people don't know, but Golish and DJ Durkin, that is going to be a crazy duo for Auburn. So I like that duo. I think Auburn is going to be very scary here soon. Yeah. So, yeah.
And Mike was giving himself love, by the way, because he said this back. Mike, one day in the text thread, I think the only thing he texted us was, "I told y'all that this was going to happen." And that was it for the rest of it. I was like, all right, done. So, Randy, I saw you smiling. Is there a thought about Golish, or she said?
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think he's a fine coach. I think Auburn's probably going to do well with him. But I also know that when he faced my team and my defensive staff, he couldn't put up more than 3 points. So that's all. I'll leave that right there. And as far as the guy at Florida, I think he's Summerall. I think he's probably got a little juice about him. I think they're gonna be on the way back. It's gonna take them a minute. I think
it'll take some time.
Get that straightened out. But I think that's a cool hire. LSU, whatever. And who's at Ole Miss? Oh yeah, Golding. I mean, I don't think we play them again in the next year or so. So I'm not too whatever about that. And the dude at Arkansas, he was the one who spent the summer talking about Georgia and taking shots at Kirby Smart in Georgia. Now he's on the schedule. Yeah. So now he's on the schedule for next year.
Huge gonads if you're in Memphis taking shots in Georgia.
Looking forward to that.
I am so glad that Arkansas hired him, because that means Kane Womack is probably going to be coming back to Alabama next season. So shout out to Arkansas. Yeah.
I feel like Arkansas in the current iteration is where careers go to die, though. Like, I just don't. It just feels like you're so far behind everything right now to try to catch up. So I don't think we're going to go this much into this one, but CBS, I think CBS Sports has an article up about Penn State and how they basically bungled this whole thing. And if they're waiting on somebody, because Kalen DeBoer is linked to Penn State like every other day, you got to think you're getting this late into the game to go to Penn State. Like, what are you? You're going to rebuild the entire class? You're going to convince anybody who was going to Alabama to all of a sudden go to Penn State? Like, that's just a huge change this late in the day. What's up, Randy?
On the coaching talk, we skipped right over Kentucky. I think they were like sneaky good. Immediately, they're like, "Why are you firing him now?" And it was the same thing about the timing. They apparently had back channels and working with Stein for a minute, so they knew he was going to be their guy. And being a Kentucky guy originally, playing at Louisville, I mean, I think that's a good hire for them. You're going the opposite direction. You've been a defensive team or, philosophy for the last decade or so. Now you're going to bump it over and say, well, we got to go score. Oh, yeah. So I think Kentucky actually did a pretty good job there too. Yeah. So, but Penn State, I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on with them. Honestly, this has been a crazy week for me. It's been hard for me to focus, but I'm not sure what's happening over there.
No.
Did they sign anybody today? I haven't checked it in a few hours, but did they sign Damo? Do you know if they signed
that entire Penn State class is gone? Like half of the class either decommitted or they flipped to Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, yeah,
they put the Virginia.
A lot of people are with you, Randy, on the sign. Yeah, I don't get it either. Like I said, it's so late in the game now.
Yeah,
what are you doing? You're gonna try and cobble together a recruiting class and then pull a Dion and get everybody from the transfer portal all of a sudden?
Hit the portal, man. Yep.
Yeah, that's all you know. So he said he thinks they signed 3 guys, what Jay Bake said. So well, let's move into the big stuff real quick. Let's give Mike.
Everybody, Big Mike back again with another edition of Bama Opponents Fun Fact. SEC Championship Week. The SEC Championship is the oldest conference championship, starting all the way back in 1992. And while we all know the game is played every year in Atlanta nowadays, the first 2 years was actually played at Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Also, with this year's appearance, Georgia moves into a tie for the second most appearance in the SEC Championship game history with Florida. The most appearances belong to the Alabama Crimson Tide. And with Alabama and Georgia playing earlier this year, this becomes the 9th rematch in SEC Championship game history. The team that wins the first is a whopping 6-2 in the previous 8. Let's hope that trend continues and Alabama brings home the victory and that trophy. Roll Tide, everybody.
Like that.
I like that. I always like it when the fun facts go our way. I like that, Mike. Don't say anything negative about us.
I caught what was it for Northern Illinois? I think I was talking to Mike about doing this fun fact. He said, "Look, I got a lot of facts, but none of them are fun." So Mike put some work into these things. It's always appreciated, Mike, for sure. So, and I see some more Penn State stuff. Like I said, we're gonna move on from there.
Yeah,
Randy. First thoughts when you saw, and like you said, you already picked Georgia, of course.
Yeah.
First thoughts when you saw this matchup and rematch and kind of feelings going into this game.
Man, we are not in the same place we were in September. Those were my first thoughts, and I applied that equally to both teams. I'm like, this is it's a sin. I mean, obviously they played in September, but I mean it feels like it's all brand new, honestly. But I can't say that I expected that for Alabama. I expected that for Georgia. And if you watch my stuff, you know that. I've walked you through the whole season. I was like, waiting until we get to November. I promise you it'll look different. And here we are. And so I kind of expected Georgia to not look the same. But obviously, I don't follow the Tide that closely. And I just assumed that the version that we saw in September would look a lot like this version, except this version would be better, a better version of that version, right? Yeah. So I would have expected that everything that happened in September holds, and then somewhere along the way, everybody settles in and gets comfortable with the offensive line, or everybody gets comfortable with the fact that, hey, we actually consistently run the ball, or we figured out what happened to Ryan Williams and where he is, But I don't exactly get that vibe when I talk to the Alabama folks. They're still like, there's a lot of, this is up and down, or, So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not surprised Georgia is where they are. I am surprised that Alabama is not just stacking on where they were in September. It doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
But that was my initial
Yeah,
thought.
Damo. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, go ahead, Damo.
My initial thoughts. Look how many more times are we going to see Alabama versus Georgia? Now, I mean, hey,
Next year. Next year.
Yeah, next we got to play them again next year. Hey, but a message to the rest of the SEC: hey, get better. If y'all don't want to see Alabama continuously in Atlanta, get better. That's how y'all got to do. But my initial thoughts is that we're gonna have to be prepared, especially Ryan Grubb and Todd Simpson. Okay, like y'all are gonna have to get your act together. Okay, because if this version of Georgia, I already said it, this version of them can beat Alabama. Okay, if you come out there and you look really sluggish on offense, and you don't have a game plan, and you're taking the whole play clock to get the plays in, and you can't protect Todd Simpson, it's going to be a long day for Alabama. Defensively, I'm not worried. I know for a fact that we can compete. It's just offensively, you're not where you want to be, especially going up against a much improved Georgia team. So I already said it, man. If Alabama does not come out with a game plan and on their A game, it is going to be a long day for Alabama. So yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Mike just started it, so anybody who puts out a score prediction will star them and we'll play them all at the end to give everybody equal love. Raj, do you feel like Alabama's better or worse since that game in Georgia?
I feel like our defense has gotten much better since that game. But unfortunately, the last good offensive game we had was probably the Tennessee game when we won 37-20.
Yeah.
After that, things have just kind of slid downhill, especially in the second half. I saw the stat that somebody put up a couple of days ago, and I showed our second half scoring over the past 5 or 6 games, and it's horrible. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, to be honest with you. And that's just not something that we got by that the first time we played with Georgia. I don't think we scored at all in the second half, but I don't think we can afford to do that again. That's strictly just luck. You can't do that to Georgia twice. I don't think that's going to happen. So offensively is where I'm more nervous about for our team. We're going to have to get some sort of production in the second half. And I'm not saying Connor Talty come out and kick some field goals. I don't want to get it too risky, but to get some touchdowns. We need to get some touchdowns in the second half. Other than that, when you look at the stats, especially defensively, Auburn and Georgia, oh, Lord, I can't believe I said that. Alabama and Georgia are right there as far as points per game, overall defense. I think Oklahoma's number 1 right now. We're 2, and Georgia's right there on our butts right there. So defensively, the teams have just gotten much better. But for us, if we can get that offensive kick in the second half, I think we'll be okay. But it's still going to be a close game.
Yeah, definitely.
2 or 3 people asked about LT Overton. We just kind of found out today, so I don't know that anybody has.
I think he practiced yesterday, but he's listed as out for the game. No
more Bama practices. We lose more people to practice than we do the games.
And something about Cam Dewberry out. He's either going to be questionable, or I think he may be out as well. So I have no idea what we do at practice. I don't know if they're just going in there playing American Gladiators or what with no helmets on, but it's getting pretty brutal.
Well, the good thing about LT being out is that I feel like we do have enough depth to be able to overcome. I mean, he's still a big loss. Don't get me wrong.
That's
but
my guy.
I do feel like we have enough depth to be able to, withstand that loss. Okay, because you do still have James Smith. You do still have Tim Keenan. Okay, who's in my opinion, the anchor in the middle of that defense. Right. You do still got Giannis Pierre, who's coming on strong. You got Edric Hill, Jordan, and guys behind him. So I think even with LT Overton being out, while it is a huge loss, we do have enough depth to be able to withstand that loss as well. So yeah, we'll be all right.
I worry more about the Cuevas loss.
Next man up.
Honestly.
Yeah. I mentioned that I think we really missed Cuevas during the Iron Bowl too, because that was he's been our safety net all season.
Yeah.
Really, really good production throughout the entire year.
Outside the box.
He was Josh Cuevas has been a certified first down all season. I think Ty really, really missed him last week.
Yeah. Randy, on the flip side, we've seen a lot of comments. I wasn't ignoring the comments about him, but everyone's asking about Bobo and that injury and kind of being the big one for Georgia. What are your thoughts there?
Well, I mean, obviously, if he can't go, it hurts, and I expect that he won't go. So they've kept it super close to the vest. They, you know, a couple of things out there wanted to let people believe that there was some outside shot he could play. I don't think that's true. I don't think he plays. So, I mean, you've got a redshirt freshman now that's going to be in the middle of the line, which the biggest concern I have there is first would be the consistency of the snap. And then second, I hope they can coach him up on the rest of it. As far as like there was a block he missed last week that might have sprung for an explosive run. He just missed his block, you know, and so it gets tackled for a loss or maybe a no gain. So it's stuff like that. They just don't execute as well. So, but you've had a week to coach him up. So we'll see how he comes out there and does what he does. But clearly Bobo's the biggest injury there. We've got, you know, other things going on, but that's the one that probably means the most, you know, just every snap, obviously he's touching the ball. So, but yeah, I don't expect him to go.
And that's why I brought up that one. Plus, a lot of people are commenting on it. I mean, everybody's banged up at this time.
Everybody's banged up. And this is why I said it's important for us to win this game and get that first round bye. I know a lot of Bama fans. So, oh yeah, we'd love to host a home playoff game, but our team's banged up. You saw some of the hits that Ty took during the Iron Bowl. He's obviously going to take a few more this weekend. We need to rest. A lot of our guys need some rest. You know, Jam's probably going to be out. You know, we would love to get him back, especially with the way he played in the Iron Bowl. See if he can get back in the playoffs. But I have no idea.
Y'all haven't really suffered any of those season enders, have you? I mean, because we've had a couple. I mean, because Colby Young done for the year. You got Jordan Hall done for the year. You know, starting defensive lineman. You had a tight end who broke his leg early. I mean, if Georgia plays into January, maybe he could come back. But you know, it's just one of those things where Georgia's had 2 or 3 guys that they just had to put on the shelf, and it sounds like Bobo's going to be there too. So, you know, I'm all about the next guy practicing up and playing. I'm all about it. But I mean, there's starters are starters for a reason, and every team,
especially this late in the season, Randy.
And every team in the country is a younger team than we're used to. Nobody has the kind of depth that, you know, we all are really accustomed to. So it's going to be, that's why when I heard that Cuevas was out, I'm like, I think that's a like huge loss. Like not a little, not an inconvenience, like a big old loss. And so, because they haven't been consistently throwing the ball down the field all year. He's been working that middle range, and that's where he's doing work. You know, he did work in September. So that's a big deal. And if Jam can't go,
it absolutely is.
If Jam can't go, then I would say the biggest hurt there is probably just pass pro, right? Or him receiving out of the backfield. Those other backs, what they've put on tape, being willing to stick their face in the fan and take on a linebacker that's blitzing, not great. So, I mean, they can practice that too, though. You know, just like you gotta. No,
you're dead on in that estimation of them, and even Jam. Let's be honest, he's had some big whiffs lately. So all of our running backs in pass pro have not been A pluses or even Bs at time. But Jam was definitely the best of the group. Receives all right out of the backfield. Your best receiving back's probably Riley, and he's out too. So it's kind of you're shifting a lot a lot of stuff before.
He's got like a broken jaw.
So by the way, I didn't skip this one, Riley, but you called us the Sooners, so that kind of hurt a little bit. So I don't know if you're just throwing them into the game or you just forgot who we were. But
a lot of crimson on the screen.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man,
playing on one leg. Oh yeah, talking about Brailsford. So I was kind of surprised that he played as much as he did last week. I thought he'd be out. So.
Well, I don't think he played that much because he did leave the game at some point. And Brandon Mark took his spot for a couple reps. I mean, he eventually did get back out there, but he is battling a lower body injury. So
and yes, Kirby's belt. Jam returned for that game in Athens, and obviously he had, you know, they eked out 100 yards and pass pro was good, and he had that big catch on 4th down there late in the game. So he made a difference when
you mean 100 yards
total rushing.
Okay.
Yeah, total.
So I know he didn't, but I thought he did well rushing for sure in that game. But is Hale out for the season again? Is that what we're saying? I didn't think
No, earlier Randy asked if we had anybody suffer any season injuries, but Hale suffered his last year, and we thought we would see him some this year, but we really haven't. So to answer Randy's question,
we got one.
Damo, correct?
We got one. Beeman. Beeman got hurt.
Oh, Jeremiah Beeman.
Yeah, Beeman.
He's been out for a minute. Yeah.
That's really the only season injury that we really have. So, yeah.
Yep. All right, Randy, we're kind of coming to the end of it. Let's get a quick breakdown for you on what matchup do you like better, or do you just like them both? Georgia's offense versus Alabama's defense? Or I feel like the answer, Georgia's defense matching up with Alabama's offense.
It's funny how the sands shift right at the end, right? Because last Friday I would have said I think I like Georgia's offense better as a matchup, probably. But now, I mean, obviously Bobo's out. I still would probably lean offense, but the defense has, I mean, they've improved in a lot of ways. Like, that's a top 5 rushing defense in the country now. I think they're 12th or 13th nationally in total defense. If you can get Georgia, you're still going to get them in the pass game, but they've jumped 20 some odd spots in pass defense over the course of the last 5 or 6 games. So they're up at around 50 somewhere, which is still, not where you want to live, but it's enough to where if the two things are working together, your front 7 and your back 7, you can kind of navigate that. But I would probably go with the offense just because I have faith in that run game. I have faith in what Gunnar can do. And I think that's, if I was going to judge it, that's how I would go. But with that said, Alabama's defense has gotten better. Damani Jackson, he's not playing as much for you guys, and I think that's helped your run defense. And there's a couple other guys you're getting back, so I don't know. There's a whole lot of loggerheads here from where I sit. That's why I think it's going to be real close. I think it'll be a 1-score game, probably somewhere around the spread. So 3-4, something like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Oh, and somebody did ask earlier. No, I don't know of an injury to Ty Simpson. They asked was his back or something hurting, but not.
And he just got hit in the iron ball a few times. So, but I don't think it was anything, too serious. But he could use a break.
No, almost same question. Where do you feel like the matchup advantage lies for Alabama? What would you rather see? Our offense versus their defense, or our defense versus their offense? Oh, go ahead, Randy. What's up?
And he may want to address this part too. I really do think that when you have teams that are evenly matched like this, a lot of weight sits on the shoulders of the coaching staffs. And Alabama's coaching staff out-coached Georgia's in the first game. So I'm really curious if Kirby is going to let that happen again. So I think that's going to have a lot to do with it.
I'm going to push back on that a little. I feel like we out-coached you maybe in the first half.
Scheme,
and then just kind of held on for the second. It's like still disturbing to me to not score a single point.
We didn't score at all. It was 24-14 at halftime. They scored, and we just didn't do much of anything on offense.
But go ahead, Damo. What do you have to say about matchup battles?
Man, the matchup that I'm really just most looking forward to is Ryan Grubb and Ty Simpson versus Glenn Schumann, right? That's really the matchup that I'm really looking for, because Georgia's defense, they really have gotten better, and they are very, very physical. Okay. I think that their pass rush has kind of picked up, right? And Randy, you mentioned with Jan Miller almost would probably being out with, that's gonna hurt in pass pro, picking up blitzes. Listen, when you got CJ Allen coming on the blitz, right, you're gonna have to pick that guy up, So I just want to see can Ryan Grubb put something together, sustained drives, long drives, right? And what's a way to keep Gunnar Stockton and those boys off the field? You put long drives together, right? Give you a decent rest, okay. And I also want Ryan Grubb to, if Jan Miller is not gonna play, okay, please utilize the weapons that you have. Okay, you have one of the best receiver rooms in the country. Okay, you got Ryan, you got Jerm, you got Zay, all those guys over there. Okay, so spread those guys out, use them, get this defense going sideline to sideline, tire those guys out, and then by that fourth quarter, you can eventually end up having your way with this Georgia defensive line, the front seven and the defense and all. So, does Ryan Grubb have a game plan for Glenn Schumann?
What's that?
I'm kind of with Keith. Unfortunately, I'm kind of less on Grubb. I feel like sometimes Grubb is like, all right, midway through the third quarter, I'm calling this one play. And he will ignore everything that is going on to call that one play. And we could be like, hey, man, we run 10 of the exact same play in a row, and it's got 5 yards of pop every time. But he's decided, well, at this point, flea flicker. And we're like, I don't. Why don't you run the regular offense? It was working. Georgia's been playing with 9 people on defense for this whole series. Like, just keep running that same play. And he'll go, nah.
That's my one criticism of Grubb is the trick plays that he tries to run. The timing of these trick plays is just it's just not at the right time. And the flea flicker we tried to run with when we played Auburn and Ty took the hit, I was like, no, we don't need to be doing it. We've been running the ball pretty well this whole game. Let's just stay focused on the run game. We don't need to do anything fancy. If you got a nice 21-point lead or something, I don't mind seeing something like that. But let's just stick to what works and go with that. No, you got.
And what really it kills me is it's 3rd and 2, and you're running the football down Auburn's throats. Why are you lining up in the shotgun?
Right.
On 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, and throwing the football. That's probably the first game that all season that we've been screaming as Bama fans, run the football.
Just run the ball.
And then that moment you don't want to run the football.
Right.
Man, listen, I don't get it, but hey, I'm just a fan, so what do I know?
Yeah.
That's all.
He did, but via way of the NFL. So he came to here for a second, then he went to the Seahawks for a year. They fired him. And then they basically had to beg that man to come here because all reports like him and his wife.
We got some good barbecue in Tuscaloosa. Come on, man.
Yeah. Any final score predictions? Get them out there. We'll post them. Randy, I didn't know if this was one of yours. Timothy asking about the lack of tight end use.
I don't recognize
we've already
Tim,
stated.
but it's good to see you.
Okay.
Overthinking the lack of tight end is a legit concern, possibly. Well, there's no recruiting concern for Georgia. I mean, Georgia just rolled in another 2 or 3, 4 and 5 star tight ends today. So that room is deep and it's going to stay deep. And Todd Hartley is just doing his stuff out there. So, and as far as usage, if this is about Georgia, then I would just say it just depends on what's happening. I mean, you've seen it this season. You've had weeks where Oscar Delp has a big game. You've had weeks where Lucky has a big game. We've even seen the young kid, Elias Williams, get the ball come his way, and he's taking advantage. Yes, yeah. So Georgia's using the tight ends. It's just, what are you going to give us? And they take whatever they get, and that's how they try to move the ball down the field. So I don't think that's the case for Georgia. So I don't know about Alabama's situation, but I don't think that's Georgia.
No. And we have, and that's why I asked if it was yours, because I thought we were already saying, like, look, our best tight end was getting heavy usage. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we have 2 freshmen on the roster that we really like. They're just, Cuevas is our best. We're not going to undersell it. But we end up having like 6 or 8 tight ends because of injuries and going for 2 more in the portal. Go ahead, Randy.
I just saw where Tim says he's new here. Welcome, Tim. Welcome.
No.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you for joining us.
And I missed that after his question. So, Tim, I didn't know. Like I said, I just didn't know if it was an Alabama question or a Georgia question. But no, I feel like both teams are recruiting well. And like I said, we have them on the roster. It's just Cuevas has taken up so much of the time before. So, okay. So we see plenty of score predictions. Go ahead, Randy.
Well, I know that there's a lot of questions. I know. Was it college football something or other? They were rattling off all kinds of questions. So I don't know if you've got them set aside, but there was a bunch of stuff in there. Just wanted to bring that to your attention.
College football.
I think I started clearing. So college, if you're still around and you want to repost something, we got a minute. But no, I see way more of the score stuff. Yeah, because he was the last person asked about the tie stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's college football news. Is that what it is? I just saw it.
College football lovers.
There you go. Yeah, I see the score. But yeah, there were some questions from earlier, so I just wasn't sure.
The long and short of this is he was out there. He got sat down for a minute because I think his attitude wasn't exactly right. But the long term, I mean, I don't know if you're asking about drops wise or just like this last game. The drops wise, nobody knows what's going on. Go ahead, Damo.
I want to say this. As far as the attitude goes, right? When you're Ryan Williams, okay, and I don't care. In my opinion, when he's on, he's still one of the best receivers in the country, top 2, right? Can you really blame him though? You know, like what the last 2-3 games, he's barely getting targets, barely getting touches. So at some point, your best players, they're gonna get frustrated. And like DeBoer said, we really don't run plays for Ryan Williams or any of them at all. So I don't see how you're not running plays for arguably one of the best receivers on your one of your top 2-3 players on your entire roster in Ryan Williams. So I don't really think nothing is going on with Ryan Williams. They're just not looking to get him involved in the offense. That's really what I think it is. So.
And college football lovers asked the question earlier, what you guys thought about the talk of him going on to LSU. So I saw something about that this week myself, where he might be making the move to join Lane Kiffin down at LSU.
Yeah, I skipped that one on purpose, but but no, I just don't see a whole lot to it. I mean, if he did, that's fine. I like our wide receiver.
I thought it was fake news. I thought it was fake news.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think he's going.
I don't read it.
I mean,
I'm not reading into that.
But if
I
think it's one of those you don't get into, and they probably get Bach with him. So if that's the splash that he wants to make, I think that's great. But if that's who you want to tie your future to, I mean, look, he's an offensive guru. You'll probably put up great stats, but you know, you'll be done. I guess maybe you'll make the NFL, and I guess that's the ultimate goal. So maybe he moves from there, but I don't see him going to LSU. So
yeah.
Oh,
that's
I don't
why
know.
I skipped that one. I just did.
Yeah. Just out there. I don't know. I mean, I do think though that Lane is one of those coaches that does. He's like, that's a get him guy. Get him the ball.
Oh, for sure.
I do think Lane's that kind of coach. He'll draw them up for players.
Yeah, which I think is good. And to Damo's point, and then somebody just put on their dumb coaching. I do think you do have. That's kind of like what I think. I think Grubb says, "Here's a play I'm going to run," and he doesn't like look at who's on the field to run that play. You know, because if you have a play and you got one guy going long, one guy coming across the middle. I don't want Ryan Williams coming across the middle and Jeremy Bernard going long. But that's what we'll run sometimes. And I'll look and I'll go, these are not matching to skill sets. These are kind of like Bill O'Brien used to do that a lot. Like, this is the play I just want to run. Yeah. I don't really care. It's almost like a pro thing. I'm going to run this play because I got all these guys who are the same. Like, no, we have very, very different skill sets that you need to mix up some stuff and do and scheme some guys open. And I just don't think we do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in September, obviously Ryan had to shop for a big ball, right? Didn't happen, but then he came back later and made a couple of big catches, you know. So, but that was September, and here we are in December. So I get that it's a different scenario at this point.
I agree with this, Keith. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Lane makes a play for him.
I do think that you see Ryan Williams get involved this Saturday, though. I would be surprised if you roll out there again and he has no targets, no catches. In this big of a game against this big of an opponent. So I do expect Ryan Williams to get some targets and some catches this Saturday.
I said it on the show tonight, man. I expect the 1989 49ers to show up against my Bulldogs Saturday and the 85 Bears to roll out there. So that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. Do you know what I said the best thing that happened to Alabama going into this game was the first line that they released, and we're the underdog. And it's like, that's the only time that we've seen the coach and play and everybody's intense. You know, I was like, okay, if we were ever a favorite against Georgia, that's when I'd be worried. So,
yeah, I don't like that.
I agree. Ryan Williams loves the spotlight. So
now
I think if he was still, you know, thought he was going to be here 2 or 3 years and wanted to go to Lane and get that, but I don't know that you want to make that kind of big a change for your last year. But I mean, guys do it all the time. We've been recipients of that. We've seen them go out.
We never know what's going to happen in this state of college football. We never know what's going to happen anymore.
Yeah. And actually, I agree with this wholeheartedly. You know, it's just how they handle it. But yeah, wide receivers are divas.
That's in the NFL.
Rely on somebody else to get them the ball. So
a lot of NFL wide receivers are divas too. So that's just how they are. If you go back on the long list,
go AJ Brown on them and terrible.
They want the ball all the time. They think they're open all the time, and when they don't get the ball, they want to have a little conversation with the quarterback. So maybe it's just growing pains for Ryan Williams. But I kind of agree with Dom. I think he's going to have a big game this weekend. I would love to see us hit on the deep ball. I think we talk about this almost every week, trying to hit on this deep ball. But then every time we hit on the deep ball, we know what happens. It's overthrown or it's underthrown. It just never connects. And the receivers are open. They're getting open, but the timing is just off every time we try to go for the deep ball. Minus the first time we played against Georgia and Ryan Williams just dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Are you guys
just announced Enrique or a guess? Go ahead, Randy.
Do you have any thoughts on Georgia playing on Friday and then you guys playing such a physical game on Saturday? Are you concerned about that in any way?
No.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you know, we're banged up, but like I said, if you look, 95% of our injuries this year have come in practice. I think Jam might be like Jam and like Derek Meadows. Like I can almost tell you every single person who's been hurt in the game.
Yeah.
But like all of our Cuevas got hurt in practice, you know. So no. Plus, I also think they're younger. And I mean, it's one day. You know, if you can't handle that, if you scream about any kind of thing like that, I mean, I don't, you know, I think it is what it is, and you know.
And
we should be. I won't say we should be fine, but fine in that context. If you get what
I think it was good. I think it was actually good because y'all played on Friday, right? And that gave Ryan Grubb the board, came one back. That gave them time to sit down and really, you know, watch the game and probably put something together. And the same thing goes for y'all, right? Y'all watched us play on Saturday, so y'all seen what we struggled with, what we're good with. So y'all put a game plan together on how to attack it. So I think it worked out really good for both teams because. Yeah.
Well, we talked about who we thought had the advantage matchup wise or whatever. It's like pulling teeth to get me to pick a side there. But like in terms of keys to the game, I think Georgia's going to heat them up. I think they're going to come get him. And
they have to.
Often. I think it's going to happen often. And that they just are not going to let him do what he did on third down in Athens. That's just not going to happen. And the first half, Georgia was playing 10 yards off your wide receivers. The second half, they were up in the face, a lot more physical. And they asked Kirby about it after the game. They're like, what happened first half to second half? They were like, well, these are young kids. They settled in. But the more important part is that we got up and played physical with them. And when you play physical with people, it makes it hard to catch football. So I fully expect that they're not going to do it all the time. They're not going to go zero. But I fully expect that Ellis Robinson, DeMelo Jones, and Dalen Everett, they're going to be right up in their grill more often than not, and they're going to be bringing extra bodies. So they're just not going to let Ty do what he did last time. They're like, we're not going to take the chance of him being that sharp again, and they're going to force the issue. And Alabama might burn them on it, right? I mean, y'all talking about Williams and these guys, it might come back to haunt them, but I just think that's where they're going to go. I don't think Kirby's going to go passive this time around. You should expect a little heat, I think, in this game on Saturday.
Yep. Dama, what do you think about the reaction if that does happen? Raj said, bring it.
Bring the heat.
Hey, if they bring the heat on Ty, I mean, really, you got to, because if you really watched Alabama these last few weeks, the pressure is what really rattles him the most, right? And when you get that pressure on him, and you hit him a few times, and they pan the camera to him, it's like he looks like a deer in the headlights. He don't know what to do next, you know. So you definitely got to get to him, be physical with him, and if you do that, it's going to be a successful day for your defense against Ty Simpson. I'm just saying. So
you know, wearing my red and black.
I had a question for you.
I know my alarm just went off, so he's joking about that.
Wearing my red and black, like I fully expect Georgia to come out and continue to play the run well. And if they can make Alabama one-dimensional, and then play games with Ty, I think that's the key. If Alabama is able to run the ball like they were against Alabama or against Auburn for whatever reason, then obviously that's going to complicate things a little bit more, right? It makes it more risky. But if Georgia can make them mostly one-dimensional, I expect you're going to see them getting after them pretty good.
Yeah. I think we're still getting reports, but we just know something happened today for LT.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
today?
Randy, give me. Yeah, that it came out like this afternoon that's what I told you, Randy. Our players don't get hurt in games. We lose people in practices. I don't know what they're doing. Put the baseball bat down, like no more barbed wire jumps, like whatever they're doing. We are losing more people in practice than we have in any game this season. Randy, give me one bold prediction and a score prediction for the game. You guys, you two are next, so.
Okay,
yeah, I got mine already.
I don't know.
I'll let the smartest guy go first.
I don't know about bold predictions. I think it's more just the law of averages. But I think that I think Alabama turns the football over Saturday. I would be inclined to say that it's Ty Simpson that turns the football over.
Thanks, Randy.
I just think
that's not an advantage. Not you, Randy. I was reading the comment.
No.
Oh, sorry, Randy. Sorry.
I just think that I think that's going to be the bold prediction because they didn't turn the ball over in Athens. I just think that stuff, whether it's forced or he just makes an error, I think they turn the ball over. Hopefully, we don't turn it over more. So, but that's cool. Yeah, that's my bold prediction. My score, I think it's probably like a 4-point game, maybe 5. So something like 26-21 or somewhere in there, 24-20 or something like that. Yeah. And I do, unlike last time, I do think Georgia wins this game. And again, if you go back and watch my show tonight, that video will be up soon. I'm saying it with my whole chest, and that show tells you why. But I think Georgia wins this one. There's no more of that. You got to prove it to me. I don't care about that line. I think this game's simple, honestly. When you've got teams that are this good and they're evenly matched, they're both beat up, let's call the coaching staffs a wash. What it comes down to is who is going to be the more violent team over the course of 4 quarters. And I want my guys to run through somebody's chest on Saturday. So that's where I think this game's decided. Brute force. And I believe that my guys are going to get it done.
Very well said. Very well said. Go ahead, Damo. What you got for me? I'm recording this too, by the way. Like we will be playing this before your show on Friday, so no changes.
I got you. Bold prediction. Ryan Grubb has a great game plan. I think we see his best. I think we see his best offensive game being called. I think Ryan Williams has a great game. I think every what's going on with Ryan Williams question gets answered this Saturday. Score prediction, I do say it's a 3-point game. I'm gonna go Alabama 34, Georgia 31.
That's a lot of points, man.
Yeah.
That'd be my only pushback. I don't know if anybody hits 30. This is a tough
this not
gonna happen, likes points. He like me. He likes them.
Hey, listen, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying, hey, 34-31, Alabama. That's what I'm
The
so we didn't have a turnover
Bulldogs
against Georgia. And then we turned it over in like the next 7 games, right?
Yeah.
so now the well's dry. There's no more turnovers. So my bold prediction's out the window. But the Governor's Bulldogs, that number, I like that number. I like 26-20. I love Georgia's special teams, like all the way around. And if there's an edge to be had there, I think Georgia has it. So to me, that 26-20 number works, right? Or 27-21, like that 6-point difference, like that kind of feels comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll get through everybody else's score prediction. Raj, we're going to make Raj and I have a video that'll come out. So he'll put his score prediction and bold prediction in the same one. Raj, did you have questions for them or am I asking the question?
No, you're good. You're good. I'll let you do it this time.
Oh, well, wow, Rod, you're so pretty. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Or is that an SEC petty? Oh, I thought it was petty.
Hey, shout out to Daily Joy. Shout out to Daily Joy. She's been on the show before. We all know her, a big LSU fan. This is her brand. I ordered the hat a while ago. Finally got it. SEC Pretty. It's her brand. She's doing really, really good with her. So, little quick shout out to Daily Joy for that. So that's why I'm wearing the hat in support of her.
All right, let's start going through there. Randy, you're gonna be. We only got one question for each of you guys, so you guys are safe tonight. Work, play, live, ditch is the game. Both of you guys are getting the same game. Yeah. Work, play, live, ditch. Give you a name, who you're working with, who living with as a roommate, who you're going out with on Friday nights, who you ditching when they call you goes to voicemail. All right, Randy.
Yep.
Thomas Davis, Todd Gurley.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you're wrong for this, Herb.
He set you up with
Brock Bowers. And let's start get some scores up while he's thinking. It just so happens to be 4 of Randy's 5 favorite Georgia Bulldogs of all time.
When Randy was
I don't know how that happens.
You were
I don't make
like
the list.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
set him up.
For those of y'all don't know, Randy had to rattle this list off to me right before we got on air. And like Rod said, somebody may have written it down, somebody may not have. I don't know.
He's wrong for that. I missed.
Well played, Herb. Well played.
I missed the third name.
Stetson Bennett.
Okay.
Thomas Davis, Todd Gurley, Stetson Bennett, Brock Bowers.
Okay. So,
some good scores in here too. I don't know if you're catching them as you go on. Randy, do you want me to wait and put these scores up at the end or let you go while you're thinking?
No. I mean, feel free. Go ahead. All right. So let's see. I would live with I'd live with Thomas Davis because Thomas is a good dude and he's a family guy. You know, he was a what is the award in the NFL where you get to wear the patch? He was man of the year. That's a good dude. I want to live with Thomas Davis. So I live with Thomas Davis. I would work with Brock Bowers for sure. I mean, that's the hardest working dude that's been in Athens in a minute. So work with Brock, play, and ditch. I'm going to play with Todd Gurley because he's got all the cred and he is like kind of chill. You know what I mean? So like we can get in everywhere and we don't have to like go on a binger. Like Stetson, I love me some Stetson. He would be on my Mount Rushmore, but I'd have to ditch Stetson here because the other 3 fit their slots too well.
Right. Gotcha.
Did I miss one? Yep, that's it too. Well done. See, Randy, it wasn't that painful, right?
No, not that bad. I don't even remember who my 5th person was. Who was my 5th person?
Jarvis Jones.
Was it Herschel?
But
no,
Jarvis Jones. Isn't that right?
Oh, see, Jarvis Jones. That would have made it much harder if it hadn't been Stetson. If Jarvis had been in there, because Jarvis is the man. That's
well. You also kicked out Richard Seymour too, though, for Brock Bowers. So
I did. That's all right though. Yeah. Richard's fine with it. It's all good. Did y'all see? I saw Richard this year. He walked right up next to me. We had a little conversation on the sideline. I posted a little short clip. That is a massive human being, and he is already an NFL Hall of Famer. He's not even my age. He's younger than me. And I'm like, bro, you could go play right now. You know what I mean? Like, big old boy. Big old boy.
All right, Damo. I feel like I asked you this one before, but I don't care. It's a new audience or new night, whatever. You're getting this one again. All right, same 4 categories. All right. I'm gonna try and hit you where it hurts.
Wait, is live with, work with, ditch, and go out with, right?
Yep.
Okay, got you.
Work, play, live, ditch. Okay.
I already know where this is going.
What? JT.
I knew it.
Hunter.
I knew it.
Herb.
Okay.
I knew it.
And Raj.
I knew it.
Okay. I'm gonna work with.
And to be fair, Randy has had these kind of things already, so he's got to the point where we got to get him other places. So
okay.
While you're thinking, Damo, you got to put Alex Wilder's comment on the screen there because that's just too kind. I appreciate that, Alex.
Where are you at, Randy? Where are you at? Oh,
I'm behind. I'm sure.
For sure. No. I keeping up with the comments once the Georgia invasion comes off.
Yeah.
Is always interesting but fun. Randy, your shows are always my favorite, I think, because your Georgia folks show up. And we get a lot of different opinions. And don't get me wrong, we like the other fan bases, but the Georgia people make sure to come over here. But you look, there's no like fighting. Nobody's over there acting crazy. It's just let's go support our team and support the channels. So I
told him, I'm like, I am straight outnumbered. Y'all got to come help me. So they showed up well.
They always do.
All right. Because Kat said this.
What?
I'm gonna make it sure I can clip it easier. All right, Damo, you got work, play, live, ditch. Work with, go out with, live with, and send a voicemail. You're 4 people.
It's gonna be clear. It's gonna be on social media. We're gonna send it in group text, everything.
All
right. So
and Raj, the last person who did this, I sent it out to all the people they named in the video.
Okay, so all right, so work with. I'm gonna go JT definitely. I think JT has a crazy work ethic. Live with. I'm gonna say Herb. Go out with. You know what? Okay, go out with. I'm gonna have to say it's between Raj and Hunter. Oh man. Go out with.
Get yourself into a corner quickly.
So listen, I'm gonna go out with Hunter, right? But listen. I'm only gonna ditch Raj because I feel like if I pick up the phone and I go out with Raj, he gonna have us both in jail by end of the night. So that's why I gotta ditch Raj. Yeah.
Oh man, I did not know that one, Enrique. So
Did Raj hear me? Did he hear me?
My headphones out.
Okay, so listen. The only reason
I'll clip it and send it back to him, though.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
So Raj has to be home early because of the kids. That's what I was.
That is true. That is true. Speaking of,
you got to ditch Raj because you got a curfew.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Speaking of, and we're taking pictures with Santa this Saturday.
What up, Britsky?
At 2:45 p.m. We're taking pictures with Santa.
I would not. You know what? I would have a Santa come to the house and take pictures there. Before
these plans were made. My wife talked to me about it, and I said, "Don't worry about it. I'll watch what I can on the phone, and we'll just make it do." You know, it's pictures with Santa. You don't want to. I can't skip it. So, it is what it is.
Thank you, Donald. No, that was well.
Donald, I appreciate you for being honest, man. I appreciate you.
Randy, like you said, we always appreciate you, man. Tell everybody whatever you got coming out next. What's the next video? You said we're not sure about Thursday, right? So that's up in there.
Yep, not sure about Thursday. We I mean, obviously we do the live shows on Wednesday, but that video should hit either tomorrow night or Friday morning. So you can check out where I stand on this game ahead of the game. And there's been some good short form stuff out there this week, like good sound bites from the teleconferences and stuff. So I've been throwing those up so people can check them out and see what's going on over there. So there's always big stuff cooking, but I can't tell you about any of it because, people won't like say yes or no. So, but there's some stuff happening, and it'll be cool. I may get to go. Friday and Saturday, I may get to go down and shoot the like game day and SEC Nation and all that kind of stuff. Be backstage. I'm waiting to hear from ESPN, see if they'll hit me up with a credential. I probably won't know till tomorrow evening, but so I may get to go do that, and that'd be some cool stuff. So we might have some fun behind the scenes kind of stuff going on Friday and Saturday. But I won't know until I know. So
Always congrats on that, man. I don't know if you're seeing it. You're getting a lot of compliments over on the side that come in, but yes. And Damo, a lot of people, any of these ones that say softly, they said you were speaking real softly all of a sudden. So at the end, I missed 4 or 5 comments, but they said the same thing. No, Randy, appreciate you always stepping in, man. Like I said, these all
we appreciate you, Randy.
Oh yeah,
Damo, you're all over for the rest of this week, huh? You got stuff every day, right?
Yeah, I got Well, thank y'all for having me tonight on the Urban Ride.
Of course.
I got the Talking Tide Hoops tomorrow night with JT,
like this one, Mike.
Jeff and Hunter. I got the Bama Blueprint Friday night with Hunter and Bentley. We will have a special guest on that, a Georgia fan, so special guest Friday night, and then I got Sunday night talking Bama with Herb and JT. So yeah, man, it's a jam-packed, content-filled weekend, man. I can't wait. And as always, y'all can find me on TikTok at Damo Reacts. That's DOMO_react. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a football field weekend. I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And Bransky stepped in here. He was one of the recipients of the cut from last time that we got to send out to people. So somebody called me messy. I just asked the questions. All right, last score prediction, then we're getting out of here.
Hey, Herb and Raj. What's that coming down track? Okay. SEC Championship. It's the Mean Machine in red black. Gross. Okay. So, SEC Championship. My predictions are... Give me Alabama! My score prediction is 28-21 Bama. Roll Tide!
Wow.
I like that one.
Kudos to the young man for understanding the lyric. Like he knew exactly it's what's, not who's.
Yeah.
It's what's. So get that straight. So there you go.
Yeah.
Good
Appreciate you guys. Enrique, we're getting out of here too. Thank you everybody for sticking with us. I know I kept us a little longer. That is my apologies, but thank everybody for sticking with us. Thanks to Randy and Damo. You guys make the show comments. Appreciate everybody. Love the comments. Thank you. If we missed any, that was on me. That was not on the show. We love y'all. Everybody enjoy the game this weekend, man. I'm looking for a good time. So,
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.